Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Well, my husband doesn't want to tell me I love you, or he doesn't want to use it a lot. I don't understand. I keep saying I love you, I love you, I love you, and he does not want to say it back. Why? Why do men not like to say I love you? Does he not love me? Oh, it's an indication that he does not love me. Women ask this question. They are very emotionally fluent when it comes to using the emotional language. Love, I love you, honey, darling, and so on. Women are much, not all, okay, again, we don't want to generalize. I've been cautioned before. And yes, I understand and I agree. I know there might be some of you who say, I'm not like that. I understand. However, in general, not all, but in general, women do feel more comfortable using the word love, I love you. And actually, let's analyze that. And I do appreciate your comments. You can post them, inshallah. And also don't forget to subscribe and to like this video and to check out the links and support the work bi'idhnillahi ta'ala and purchase my new book, Journal of a New Muslim, if you wish, inshallah. All the links are in the description. But what's the issue? Do guys not love their wives because they don't say I love you? How do we understand that? So actually this question has come up quite often. Well, you see, it's a difference of approach. No, it does not mean that your husband does not like you or love you. Most likely he does love you. It's just that he and other men, again, there's exceptions, but in general, they do not express their love so often in terms of verbalizing it. Women, it's just something more natural for them. And I would say and make an argument here that men are selective with the times that they say, I love you. And I feel, based on my experience as a counselor, dealing with men and women, that men will say it when they really, really mean it. When they really feel it. They really feel okay to release it. While women, again, there's exceptions, of course, or there's not all of them, not you maybe, but women will tend to shoot a bit more the I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, honey, see you, honey, I love you, darling, and so on. And we find that usage of the I love yous and honeys and the cute words quite often, and specifically the proof for that is the way they talk to their friends. So women, they'll call their friends, their girlfriends, hey honey, how are you? How are you, my love? Okay, loves. Okay, kisses. Okay, bye-bye. I love you too. Girls use the word I love you very, can I use the word loosely? Okay, again, I'm not saying all women, but women will use that. Come on, you know that. You don't see guys like, hey, what's up, dude? I love you, man. Okay, I love you too, honey. Okay, take care, my darling. Hey, John. Yo, Muhammad. Abdullah, I love you, bro. Yeah, brothers will say, I love you for the sake of Allah sometimes. MashaAllah, nice, But this is, like, أحبك الله الذي أحببت لأجلي, right? Brothers will say, MashaAllah, those du'as. The Prophet said that if you love someone, you should tell them. But I'm talking about the usage and the frequency. And I can we really say that these girlfriends just love each other so much? I don't know. It's questionable. It is debatable. It's just that they are so used to it, and it doesn't really, because if someone will be like listening to two women talking, I'll be like, that is a bit of a strange conversation. So many I love yous and so many honeys and darling and, I miss you and all that. It's like, wait a second. Whoa, what's going on there? But no one really has, because they know that they don't really like mean it, like really like it's a, it's just like a friendly thing, right? But you see, it's more common amongst women. The men are not going to have a phone conversation and be like, Abdullah, I love you, bro. I love you, darling. I love you, honey. We just won't. But we will say to each other as men, I love you for the sake of Allah. But it'll be like more like, brother, I love you for the sake of Allah. And then the brother respond, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one that you love me for his sake, love you back. Something like that, right? You get my point, right? So I feel that women use it sometimes, throw it too much to their husbands because they're used to throwing it to their girlfriends. And I'm not saying that women don't love their husbands, they do, but I think sometimes they not necessarily mean it when they throw it. And the men also feel that. They know that. I'm going to talk a bit towards the end about the men's feeling because it's a big misconception. So they will basically accept the men to say the same thing. Oh, you didn't say it back. You didn't say I love you back. It means you don't love me. And they get upset and they feel sad and they get depressed sometimes, subhanAllah. And actually, it might be that they're wrong. Most likely, actually, it might be that they're wrong. That the man does love them. And the couples that I deal with, I talk to the man, I ask him, do you love your wife? And they're like, I love my wife. And he can actually tell me, but sometimes it's hard for him to express it to his wife. And especially at that time that she feels like she maybe just got off the phone with some girlfriends and now she's going to her husband and be like, I love you, honey, darling. She's in that mood. And the guy's like, yeah, not right now. We're not so emotionally fluid and fluent and able to just anytime just, I love you. Hey, I love you. Hey, I love you. I love you too. I love you. Like, okay, or whatever. Like, we're just not like that. We don't act like that. It's just part of, I don't know, it's just like the masculine thing. Does that mean that men have no feelings or they don't love? No. Okay, so for the sisters, calm down. Inshallah, your husband loves you a lot. Okay, like subhanAllah, when I talk to some brothers, they really, really love their wives. They really appreciate it and they love them. It's just that sometimes they don't know how to express it in the words or they don't feel like it's the right time to express those words. Well, yes, other men just never say it because they don't love their wives. And that is also the case, no doubt. I'm not talking about that. And some men just don't know how to because they've never felt comfortable or safe enough to do that. And they haven't been taught that. And they didn't see it growing up. They didn't see their parents. In some cultures, they never see their parents hugging or kissing or saying, I love you to each other. So the kids don't grow with being comfortable with that. That is one possibility in one case. It depends on you and who you are and where you're at. Okay? But rest assured that in general, men do love their wives. And they will say, I love you. If he's never told you I love you in your whole life, then yeah, there's a problem. But he will find the right time where he's really emotionally, you can say emotionally flowing. And he feels like this is the right time. Like he's going to mean it. When he's going to say that, he's going to mean it. If he's just going to tell you like, the woman will come and say, honey, I love you. And he'll be like, I love you too. And she'll be like, you don't mean it. Because, yeah, you didn't mean it probably. But you didn't mean it either. Or maybe, but you do love him. Do you understand the difference between saying something and yes, inside you do love him, but at that moment, really charging that word or those statements with the emotion itself. You understand? It was just on your tongue. Doesn't invalidate what's in your heart that you do love him in that, but it was just a statement. And he just didn't feel like reciprocating at that time. So he might have said it just so he doesn't upset you, but you'll turn it back on him because you'll feel it. You're not going to look at yourself that you're just like, it's like a girlfriend phone call, I love you type of thing, darling. But you're going to push it at him. Oh, I don't think he loves me. Why does he say, why doesn't he say more often? He doesn't love me. Oh, I'm going to, go inside myself and be upset and doubt myself. And maybe I'm not good. There's something wrong. Am I too overweight? Is there something? I'm getting old. Is there a wrinkle? Oh my God, what's happening? Right? So sadly, that's going to come to a lot of women. They're going to start hurting themselves. So don't worry. Okay? I'm just telling you in general what I know from my experience and from my studies and so on, that men do love you. They just need the right time to express it. And when they do say it, you will feel it when they mean it. And you'll feel it also through some other manifestations of other behavior. I know that people are like, what the heck is this? But men do express their love a lot more through intimacy. And there's nothing wrong with it. I hate because people have made intimacy something dirty. Oh, men are always about sex. One of the ways that men will express his love more is intimacy. And women too. But women somehow gets away with kind of like, oh, it's not a big deal. Or sometimes she doesn't want to admit that she also expresses her love through intimacy. It's like, no, no, I tell you I love you. No, you also want to express your love to intimacy. But men are just a bit more, I would say, more dominant in expressing love in that way, in intimacy. Women also expressing their love in intimacy, but not, it's not like the main percentage in the way they express their love in many other ways as well. And men also. But I'm just saying that as one big thing. So women have to be understanding of that as well. If a man wants to be intimate with you, it's not just about getting his thing over. It's also about because he wants to be close to you. There's a closeness. There's pheromones. There's a lot of things that are being, there's a lot of exchange in the feelings between the two. He feels that he wants to be intimate with you. Sadly, because of the construction of the media and the social constructions, it's just about the F word and this and that stuff for Allah. It's just been made so dirty so that the woman has this misconception that if he wants to sleep with me, he just wants to get his thing over. And that is not exactly correct. Some men do that, no doubt. But a good man that you married, inshallah, and he is a good man, is not like that, inshallah. Okay, many of the men that I met and I've dealt with are not like that. But they're concerned and if you reject him when he comes close to you, that for him amounts to rejection in love, or him expressing his love. And most likely the next time he's gonna take more care. And then women in the end will be like, oh, now it's coming to the point where women are complaining that men are not coming forward, right? So there's a lot we can say, but I want to close up with, again, reminding you to subscribe, inshallah, and support this dawah, support this work so we can make more videos and talk about more real stuff, inshallah, and give solutions. Talk. Express your feeling, but understand each other. Understand that you are not the same. You're not married to a woman. You're not married to your girlfriend and hello, I love you, honey, this, that, what. No, you're not that, okay? It's not a phone call away. He's a man and he behaves differently, okay? And you need to understand that once we understand each other a bit more, we will be able to deal with each other a bit more. Men need to understand a bit more about female psychology, and females have to understand a bit more about male psychology. I wish there'll be a bit more women who talk about understanding female psychology properly. Sadly, the talks that we see sometimes are more about, I want my rights, I want this, I want that. And I'm not saying that's, you don't need to get your rights. But it's more like what we want, but never about how to understand this. Give us a deep insight. There's a lot more channels out there, sadly a lot of non-Muslims, where they explain the male psychology and how males are to women, as opposed to women expressing also, or parallel to it, expressing to men how they are and how we can understand you better, right? So if both each other spend more time understanding each other and then talking, communication, okay? And don't think whatsoever that if your husband says, I don't love you, if he doesn't say I love you, that he does not, okay? He does. Inshallah, he does, okay? So relax, take it easy, wait for the right moment to declare your love. Either when you're intimate, when you're calm, not just any time, I love you, You call him on the phone and he's at work and there's people around him and I love you, say it back, say it back, say it back. And he doesn't say it back, or, you expect it back, you get hurt, you get upset. No. Just calm down, just relax. He loves you. It's just the environment. It's just people around. He doesn't feel comfortable. We don't feel comfortable discussing certain things sometimes. Women, if they meet their friends, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. What's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? My husband and my brother and this and that at work. And, she starts giving. For the guy, if you ask him, what's wrong, bro? Nothing. What's wrong, bro? Nothing. You sure it's not? Nothing, bro. We kind of don't open up to each other. Well, not even if the guy is suffering from his wife, for example, he's not going to tell his friend, his best buddy, bro, my wife, this and that. No. Again, there's exceptions, no doubt, not all men, but usually they don't. You understand what I mean? So understand this, okay? Understand the dynamics and communicate. If you find that there's something missing, just be like, look, I need to know, what is your best time? What is the time where you feel a bit more close to me? When can we have that intimate time, that close time where we can declare each other, we can have a discussion that is a bit more warm? Because you need that. You need the hugging, the cuddling, the time. But it needs to be at the right time. Men cannot just cuddle anytime. Again, there's exceptions. Some men can, mashallah, alhamdulillah, but some cannot. So understand the right time. And sisters, please, forget this misconception. It's a huge misconception that men have no emotions, that men don't feel, that men should not express their emotions. It's always about like women expressing their emotion. If guy will say something like that, something that is a bit more like, look, I'm not feeling it. I'm not happy. Or you're not supposed to be like, you're a man. And this, that. I've been talking so much about masculinity and strength. But when you look at the Prophet ﷺ, look at the emotional intelligence that he had. Does that make him not a man? I've always been advocating for this. There's a balance between that, but it's not weakness. When I fight and I call for masculinity, I'm calling against weakness and all these distortions that is destroying and emasculizing people. I'm talking about strong men that are emotionally literate. Okay, men have emotions, and men do get hurt. We hold it stronger, we put a stronger image, we try to build more resilience, no doubt, because we have to hold the leadership of the family, man. I mean, we are the imams of the family. Okay, but yeah, we do feel, a woman is going to complain. If something happens, there's a fight or an argument or the problem, the woman always gets like, no, I'm going to express my emotions. I'm like this. It's like she's always the victim, the problem, this and that. And then for some reason, if the guy tries to do it, no, I don't think this is right. No, I don't believe you. I don't feel you. No, you're not right. Wait a second. How do you know how he feels? How can you measure his feelings? That's not fair. It's just not fair. And a lot of women make this mistake. A lot of women make this mistake to feel that they're the only ones who can feel. They're the only ones who get hurt. They're the only ones who can express their emotions in an argument or a problem in a family. They're the only ones who are genuine, who are this and that. If the guy dares to say, no, look, I didn't feel it. This is not good. This is what you've done here. Or, oh, no, I don't think so. You're not sincere. You're this, you're that. No, because it's like, almost like we don't believe that men do have feelings. That men will take certain, decisions based on the way they feel. Okay, understand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created human beings with the heart and the ruh and the soul. Men have that. Look at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I just remember the hadith that I was reading in Tirmidhi. When the Abu Talib was about to leave he was thinking about leaving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kind of support, because the Quraysh were bullying him. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam felt so hurt that he stood up and he was tearing. You understand what that means? The emotions. He felt somehow left. And then when the Abu Talib said that, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. Do whatever you have. I'm going to stick by you. Men have emotions. Women will say certain things or do certain things, and we will hold it in. And it will hurt us. It will destroy us inside. And then it will change our behavior. And then we will become actually less and less fluent in expressing those, feelings and emotions or talking about them. All right? Now, again, don't confuse that with weakness. But what I'm trying to refute here is this misconception. Well, we can just stomp over guys. We can do whatever. We're women, and we're going to be the victims in the end because we are the ones that are hurt and are emotional. In an argument, two people can get hurt. Just like in a fight, in a ring, in a boxing match, okay? It's not like the person who wins somehow that he gets, he never gets hit. No, you get hit. So both get hurt, okay? So don't stop denying the men don't get hurt. You'll hurt them with your words. And the problem is that women, when there's an argument, they won't calculate themselves. They're going to start using the words and the language and the tone that's really going to hurt a man. And then the man either is going to flip out and do something wrong, or he will close inside and suffer and just hold it in, and he's going to just become less and less of a man, just be more quiet, less cooperative, less communicative, less intimate, less many things. And a lot of women don't know that. And sadly, a lot of counselors, a lot of people make this mistake of pushing women to get there and push and this. No one is saying that you don't have rights. No one is saying that you don't have a say. No one is saying that you didn't get hurt. But understand also the other side, and understand that a lot of times by you just being pushed to go and push and get your thing, you're pushing the other person too hard. And that person might be a good person, not someone that you've put in the same plate as everyone else and you just said, oh, it's just a man. It's just a man. He's a man. What's the, Big mistake. Big mistake. Understand these sisters. Please understand these sisters. Understand what I've said, these points. Communication, very important. If you see that there's a problem, there's a lack of expression, talk about it, okay? But understand the time, the place, okay? Not when he's at work and there's people around you. If you want him to express his love, make sure that you also acknowledge his own way of expressing his love and find meaning in that as well in the right time. And indeed, inshallah, he does love you, Okay, he does feel for you. Barakallah fikum. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and support the dawah بإذن الله تعالى. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.